Good morning and good afternoon and good evening. This is a special, special day for me. Not only is it Father's Day, so happy Father's Day to those of you who celebrate or celebrating your fathers yourself. What I have connected into today is something absolutely magical and incredible that I am so excited to share. As I was sitting here at my desk in my space, really reflecting on the things that I've been doing over the last few days and decided it's time to share. Super special announcement today, but I got to give you some pre-frame before I actually share the big announcement. So, as always with Coffee Talk, I've got a whole different experience going on because I've already been out of the house. Had to go do some things this morning that I'm going to share and tell you about. But today, the mug is one of my travel mugs of one of my most favorite places on the planet called Siesta Key. So, what are you drinking? If you're joining in, say hello. What I'm going to try to do is actually see the comments this time because what always happens is you know what, two of me. I'm never able to actually see the comments if I only use one device. So I set it up. So welcome to a different version of Coffee Talk. This is totally unplanned, off the cuff, and I said, oh, wait a minute. Let me squeeze this in because it's a special announcement day, and it's Father's Day. I'm going to be off to see my father soon. I've got my favorite travel mug here from Siesta Key, and I've got coffee today. So one of my dear friends, Jeannie, she always puts some whipped cream in her. Oh, there she is. Jeannie's here. Hi, Jenna Randall. Did you change the name? What does it say, Jenna? I love it. Hey, SD. See, I need dual devices so I can actually say hi to everybody. So welcome to the fun. I'm just going to be sharing a lot of what's been going on in my world because it's flippin' magical. And what happens, especially with this consistency, the implementation of this work, creative development, intentionally focusing on creating your reality and connecting with people who are doing the same. That was the whole reason I started Coffee Talk. Whether you're going to have tea or juice or water, whatever you want, but it's a way to create connection and community, which is my whole jam. That's my goal in life. I love it, Jenna. So I get to call you Jenna now. And this is actually fantastic that my friend Jennifer Randall, Jenna, is on the phone or on the whatever you want to call this. I'm looking at the phone. She's here because this is a huge part of what you brought to my life over, even though we've never met in person. The phenomenal journey that I've been on for over 4 years now with this specific type of creative development, creating my life intentionally with focus, creating emotions, visualization, imagination, intuition, and action is culminating in what I'm sharing with you today. It's just fantastic. But first, I want to know what you're all drinking. So if you're on, I got my Siesta Key mug, and I got red nails today. It's quite fun. And I'm sitting all chilled in my office because what I was doing, not only sitting down and framing what's going to be evolving the rest of this year in my life, and maybe in yours. I always love a wonderful, I call it a game. It's just a game. It's called Getting a Straw Through a Potato. So I had, if you're on TikTok in that wonderful platform, it's totally different. I had posted a video of myself that I had just done for my clients in getting a straw through a potato. And I was all excited. I was sitting in my backyard and it was just a funny little thing, but it has over 3 million views on TikTok. So now this is just a game, but people didn't understand how you get a straw through a potato. And I learned it from one of my most amazing mentors, William Whitecloud. And the reason why I mentioned Jenna was because she was talking to William Whitecloud during the session where I couldn't get it through. And then she talked about getting it through. And while I was listening to her, she was in one of my groups and we met online remotely, created this little, community of people. As she was talking, you're on the call right now, Jenna, right? Remember? She was talking about getting a straw through a potato, and then I did it while I was listening to her. So it's just perfect timing that you're on the call, my friend. So this is a bendy straw, and I did not plug the end of the hole, and I still got it through. And you can actually see the chunk of potato in here. And as I was sitting here, this was one, it didn't go, it went through, but it kind of bent. paper straw went through, but then when I sat down, I did these yesterday. I didn't grab my bag of potatoes and straws today, but when I sat down, I was like, all right, straws that are made of paper go through potatoes. And I did not hold the ends to get the pressure that everybody thinks is scientifically a physics process of getting the straw through. No, this is called holding the image of the end result being done before it's done. And it happens. And then when I sat down, I was like, oh, funny, I got to talk about this. Is the little chunk of potato that came out. So I did 3 potatoes yesterday. I might do another 3 today. How many potatoes have you done today? That's not really the question. Do you have a vision of what your end result is? So maybe we even back up. Do you know what an end result is? End result is something you desire in your life just because you would love to have it. And it's the image of it being done. It's not the way there. It's not the process. It's not the steps. That's the whole game of playing get a straw through a potato. Now, I took this class called Alchemy for Success with my amazing mentor, William Whitecloud, because I tried on my own. I couldn't do it. I couldn't get a straw through a potato, no matter what. I got it in the potato, but not through. And this is just one movement. Goes right through. Understanding this alchemical journey where we go through our darkness, we go through our own transformation, we understand where we're going, we get on our way there, we experience the transformation, the change, the evolution of our spirit, our soul, our mind, and our body, and then we get what we want. It's like, okay, are we done? It's never done. You go right back into your negredo or your bullshit or your darkness or the pain or the suffering or the dark night of the soul, whatever you want to call it, and you go do it again. You know why? Because humans love story. We love the hero's journey. We love the ins and the outs and the ups and the downs and the twists and the turns. And I remember hearing William Whitecloud talk about this, and he said, you're never going to go to a movie and want to be engaged in story where it's, a husband and a wife go on vacation. They have a wonderful trip. Everything is perfect. The weather is great. And they come back home to their happy dog and their happy life. It's like, what kind of story is that? We do this for ourselves. We create dramatic experiences so we can experience and come out the other side. And then we go do it again. I mean, in essence, that's really what getting a straw through a potato did for me, because I just understood how obsessed I was with process and how to get somewhere instead of just holding the vision of it being done. So if you're here and you're saying hi, thanks for joining in. What's really exciting is I have been holding a vision since I started this work, specifically creative development, consciously creating my life, creating a magnetic mind. I've been holding a vision of community and connection with like-minded people like you who are listening to this. Because this is not a fun, solitary confinement job to go through your own darkness. To see yourself so clearly in that mirror, it's not easy. And for those of you who are doing it, and I know many of you who are listening to this are going through those mind-blowing experiences of actually seeing yourself for the first time clearly and saying, that's who I am and this is what I'm creating, and holy hell, what am I choosing now? And when we do that, and when we step into this as a choice, it's a choice to see yourself. And this is why people can't do this work, choose not to or don't, because it's pretty difficult to see yourself in complete clarity of the dysfunction you have created and continue to create in your life. This is why I made a beautiful meditation last week about my light, my energy, my intensity is too much for a lot of people. But what I realized, it's not me. What I have found out through my interactions with people creating connection and community is that my bright light disrupts other people's commitment to their dysfunction. And I'm not bragging. This is just the way I've seen how I choose to live my life. My connection to my truth, my willingness to bare my soul and tell my story. And you want to know all the dysfunction and the terrible things I've done in my life? I'll tell you. It was bad. What I'm choosing now is way more important, which is my light, my passion, my love. And I had to go through 30 years of anguish and suffering and pain and quitting drinking alcohol and abusing myself and abuse in relationships to be able to see the truth of who I am and what I'm creating and make a choice to connect to more light and what I love. And that brings me to connection. So this connection that I've always been desiring is to engage with people around the world in my local community and my family who want to talk about what we love, who want to talk about this inner zing and this tickle and this giggle that shows up inside of us when we're doing what we love. And oh my gosh, the deliciousness of life, the magic of the stars and the trees and the expansion of a butterfly wings out of the goo in a cocoon and the beauty of a drop of water on a blade of grass or the giggle of a little baby or the beauty of the smell of my most favorite flower, or gardenia, or I found 2 nickels on the ground the other day with my son, and I was like, oh my God, we got double whammied with nickels. What holds us back from having that childlike awe and wonder and fun and play is our commitment to our dysfunction. And now I'm not saying it's logical and I'm not saying it's intentional. So when we choose to step into our light and we do what we love, as many of you have, it disrupts many people's lives who are either observing us or in us or just don't understand how they can connect to their own light, so they want us to dim ours. Don't do it. Do not dim your light. Do not dim your light and your passions and your inner fire for anyone, ever. And if you want to hang out with people in person, not Zoom, you want to hang out with people in person who do this, who lift each other up in their fire, in their light, in their excitement, in their passion, and hold you when you fall back into that pit of despair and say, I got you. You're going to want to know more about this amazing event that I am hosting in Durham, North Carolina. Do you want to be surrounded by people who see your light and celebrate it? Who also see your dysfunction and say, hey, it's just structure. That's just the way that you live to survive. Now, what are you choosing? What are you engaging in and practicing in to bring this fire and light and passion to your life now? And the communities that I've created online, we do this remotely. We do this over this magical thing called the internet and Zoom. But what I've been desiring is this in-person connection. And I've been to events, helped my mentor, Chris Duncan, host events. I ran the back end. I was with all these people and all these amazing things that I've done in my life. I'm actually going to an Abraham Hicks seminar this coming weekend. Being around people who talk the talk and walk the walk. That's what I want to create. So I'm creating it. So I'm doing it. And I want to invite you to this magical event called Creative Alchemy, where we understand how to create change and transformation with each other, for ourselves, in a safe, sacred space and community. And you ready for the best part, y'all? Who's listening? Are you ready for the the everything that I have been holding the vision of for maybe my life, I don't know. I've been holding the vision of hosting an event, an in-person event, a big one, for a long time, because I know the power of being in a container, in a space that gives us that vibe where we not only just go show up somewhere and we're there for a few hours, but we create a continuation of it. That's what I'm creating. The weekends aren't completely set in stone yet. That's why I went out this morning and I brought my little to-go. I went and checked another space, another event space. It's almost done. What I realized was I've done a few small events, up to like 20 people with a few different co-creators, but what I really wanted was someone who knows more about creative orientation than I do, someone who knows more about structure, someone who's practiced it, someone who's engaged in it. And guess who's going to be the guest speaker at the event that I'm hosting in October 2025 is William Whitecloud himself. So the magician, the man, the legend, one of the most amazing mentors I have ever been blessed to meet and work with, he said he's going to come and be our guest speaker. So I invite you to not only join me, but my other co-creators who are helping to run the event with me is Tracy Reifferscheid, Darcy Volden, Dreon Olivetti, myself, and we are going to be bringing in William Whitecloud to be our special guest speaker, to guide us all to our power, to our light, and this alchemical journey to create our reality intentionally. So that's my big news of the day. Yeah, Jenna knew it. So William Whitecloud is coming to Durham, North Carolina to speak at an event that I am hosting in October. And this is all just unfolding. Once the dates are finally set in stone, everything else will be available. But if you're in and you want to come, Durham, North Carolina is on the east coast of the U.S. So if you're traveling from overseas, you would fly into the airport called Raleigh-Durham. Raleigh is the city next door. We're going to be hosting the event in Durham. And it's a beautiful place. This is one of my most favorite places I've ever lived. And who knows, maybe we'll even bring some bags of potatoes and some straws and we'll practice this. That would be a lot of potatoes because we're only going to be able to have space for up to 150 people. So there's literally going to be a cap to the amount of seats that we can actually have because it's in person and we don't have, a 400 or 500 seat event space. What I know is people are going to leave with a connection to their light and being celebrated by those they're around, at the same time being able to say, this is what I'm choosing now. This is how I want to live my life. And have that clarity of your power, your light, and how to shine it for the world. So I'm beyond excited, beyond ecstatic to be able to host this event with my other amazing co-creators, and especially bringing William Whitecloud to the East Coast. He lives in California, but I invited him and he said yes. So rocking it out, and that's my special announcement for the day. So what do you all got? Yeah, come on over, Jeannie, because it's going to be one of those events where it's not just community and connection, but what we're doing is we're creating a space where we can all see each other without judgment, without the good, the bad, the right, the wrong, the happy, the sad, and I caught myself even judging the event spaces as I was going to look at them. I was like, there's no judgment. It doesn't matter. We're not here for the walls or the windows or the pool. I mean, it's a bonus, but we're here to create our reality intentionally. And how do we surround ourselves with people who like to do the same? So I'm just 4 months of holding this vision even longer. But what I've realized is I've been holding this vision for 4 years. I knew when I met my mentor, Chris Duncan, who introduced me to William Whitecloud, I said, I need to be on stage with him. And I did it. And I did it 3 times, helping host events with Chris Duncan in California. And I said, well, I want Chris Duncan and my mentors on the East Coast. And Chris can't make it because he lives in Australia. So I thought, well, let's just bring the magician himself. And William Whitecloud's gifts to all of us are that he's been through the dark night of the soul and seen his dysfunction and experienced it and continues to create more of what he loves just because he chooses it. So what this event is really going to give you is that connection to knowing your light, your fire, your passion, and what gives you that inner zing and tingle and tickle and giggle on the inside, and be able to follow through because you finally have connected with a community, which with all of this, you're going to be not only getting, the workbooks and meditations and special gifts in preparation for the event. I will be hosting Zoom calls before the event so we all get to know each other. And here's the best part. We will also be having Zoom calls after. Because the continuity of events like this is what actually continues the momentum. It's the continuity. And I know, and many of you listening will probably know this as well, it's really difficult to do this work by yourself. It's really, really hard. And I don't think it's meant to. We're not meant to do this stuff on our own. We're meant to engage with people who want to learn how to stick straws through potatoes. So cheers to you all, inspiring me to create more community and more connection just because I love it, because I'm doing it. And I'm not going to stop. This is my jam. This is what I love. This is my life. This is my passion. And this is where, when I talk about this stuff, I actually feel an energetic shift in my body where I not only feel the excitement emotionally, but I feel the shift in my words and in my voice and in my life and in my world. And it's going to be very reasonably priced for a 2 full day event. It'll be Saturday, Sunday, and then we're going to have like a happy hour meet and greet on Friday night. 2 full days, completely accessible, but with all sorts of preparation beforehand, all sorts of connection and calls and community after the live event, so we stay connected, so we continue the momentum. Because what I've realized is sometimes you go to a seminar and you hit this peak experience, and then all of a sudden you get this like letdown after you get home, and you're like, oh, back to my life again? No way. So what I commit to do, as well as my co-hosts, is we are bringing this event to you so you maintain this level of clarity and excitement and joy and exuberance for your life. So that's my commitment to you. And if you want in, you let me know right away, because once the seats are filled, the seats are filled. We can't actually put more seats in a building. It's just going to be that way. So if you want in, you got to let me know. And then all of the systems to be able to reserve your ticket will be available. But if you know you're in and you want to reserve your ticket right away, you just send me a message, let me know. How's that for an impromptu coffee talk celebrating this magic of creation and what we're choosing now? So what are you choosing? What are you choosing today? Yeah, goosebumps. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I know, with the meeting people in person that we've only met online, Jeannie, right? That's one of the reasons why I continue to do this work, because the more I meet people in person, the more I realize it's like, this is it. When we build our lives, and I can't live in community. My whole city where I live is not going to be people who are intentionally creating the reality, willing to see the darkness in the mirror and choose their light. I want everybody to do it, but I'm not going to judge anybody who doesn't. And I'm not going to judge anybody who does. It's a choice. And what I'm choosing is to create this structure where I'm surrounded by people who are choosing to do the same, who celebrate me and who are a cheerleader just like I am for so many of you, to really see your light and celebrate what you love and create more of it with a phenomenal community. So I look forward to hearing more about your journey and your experience with these little potatoes. Are you practicing? For those of you who have already done it, are you practicing actually holding your focus on the end result? See, there's no other holes in this. There's no other holes in this one. And I'm going to post some of the videos where I did this. It was just one shot, and you do not have to hold the end to create pressure. It's not a physics class. So I would really love for those of you who want to join in and create connection and community in person, where you're hanging out with me and some amazing other co-creators with a special guest, William Whitecloud, who's joining us for this incredible event. Thank you, my amazing magician mentor. Beyond excited to host this and experience the magic that we're all looking for. And if you're looking for it, this is it, because holy cow, I've been creating this. I was thinking, my whole life has pretty much been made for this event that's coming up. But lots of them, not just this one. This is just the first one in Durham, North Carolina, because then there's going to be some around the world. This is just one step in many of creating a special, beautiful, powerful container for those of us who are choosing this path to step into our power, to step into our light and experience what we love. So I look forward to seeing you there. Send me messages. Let me know if you're in, and I'll make sure that you get first dibs on reserving your seat. There'll be a lot of different ways to pay. All of the systems are getting developed right now, so you can reserve your seat, whether you want to pay one time or pay in a few payments. You've got 4 months to prepare. Well, maybe, we'll see how quickly the seats sell out, but put it on your calendar sometime in October. It's either the second or the third weekend in October. Come to Durham, North Carolina, hang out with me and some other amazing co-creators as we demonstrate this journey through our darkness into our light. And we choose it over and over and over again for this expansion and experiencing the magic, the joy, the happiness, and the bliss of life. So look forward to seeing you there. And I'm so grateful for those of you who jumped in to say hello. Thanks for being here. And if you want to leave a comment afterwards, of course, watching this live, celebrate what you're drinking, getting a straw through a potato. And I will continue creating my magic and sharing it with you all. And I look forward to seeing more of yours. So have a great day, everybody, and see you soon. Happy Father's Day, my friends.